Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to express our gratitude and love towards our CMS, who is also organizing chairman for this occasion. By presenting a memento, I would like to request Dr. Chakrabarti to please present a memento to Dr. B.C. Behra. Now we step into the next segment of today's program, that is a public awareness meeting. We have two guest speakers from outside. They'll be speaking on a very common health problems like the stress management and the prevention of the cardiac disease. So we will step up into the next program. By this time, I will request our dignitaries and the chief guests to have their seats back, sir. Please.
चालू कहाँ है? मूर्ति लोग बैठे हम लोग को कुछ तो लेने यार इधर बाद में
It will be an open public meeting with a panel of 3 doctors. 2 will be the guest speakers and the third doctor will be the moderator for this panel discussion. Our first speaker will be Dr. A.G. Narayan Swamiji, who is working as a senior DMO in the unit of cardiology in the Paramount Central Hospital, Southern Railways. He is DM Cardio. He has many presentations and publications in his field. He has done many extraordinary works. Apart from his routine work also, he is a very simple and very silent worker, doesn't want any type of publicity. We welcome you, sir, and respect your feelings, sir. Our next speaker will be Dr. Samant Ray, who will be speaking on the stress management. He is MD Psychiatry from the AIIMS, New Delhi. He is working as a senior DMO Psychiatry in the GRC Hospital, Kolkata, South Eastern Railway. Our third doctor will be in this panel, Dr. K.K. Agarwal, who is DM Cardiology, and presently he is working as a visiting consultant in the Central Hospital. I would like to invite Dr. A.G. Narayan Swami to please come onto the stage and have a seat. Please give him big hand. Now I request Dr. P.K. Samantare to please come onto the stage and have a seat, sir. I request our cardiologist, Dr. K.K. Agarwal, to please come onto the stage, sir. We would like to welcome our speakers by presenting the floral bouquet. I request Dr. Chan to please welcome Dr. A.G. Narayan Swami by presenting the floral bouquet. I request Dr. Sumit Prakash to welcome our psychiatrist Dr. P.K. Samantharaj by presenting the bouquet. I also request Dr. Kiran Thakur to please welcome our cardiologist, Dr. K.K. Agarwal. Thank you. This session will be a panel discussion. It's open for all. If you have any queries, you can ask our doctors. Now I request Dr. K.K. Agarwal to please conduct the session. After this session, all of you are invited for the high tea, and I request you all to assemble here as early as possible so that we can start our next CME program. Thanks to you.
Respected Chief Guest, Kasturi Rangan, President Secro, Madam Kasturi Rangan, CMD, hello, CMD sir, Madam CMD, and dignitaries present over here. The session is for understanding the problem. Crux of the problem is that the heart is a pump which had in fact 4 pumps, 2 are reservoir and 2 are pumping stations, and they work in parallel and they are in series also. So they have to work in sequence and they have to work continuously for your survival. So any stress, everything is going to affect your heart. And how to keep that heart, its body and mind both works together, and there are 2 specialist speakers. I will be just inviting first Dr. Swami for his inaugural lecture. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal. Respected Shri Kasturi Rangan, General Manager, Southeast Central Railway, Dr. S.K. Agarwal, Chief Medical Director, SCCR, Mr. B.K. Singh, DRM Bilaspur, Dr. Khapre, Medical Director, Central Hospital, Bilaspur, B.C. Behra, CMS, Bilaspur. First of all, I want to thank the organizing committee, especially the CMD, Dr. Agarwal, and the Medical Director, Dr. Khapre, for inviting me for this important function. For this awareness program, my presentation is on mind, body, food for the heart. So our body has many organs. All of the organs are very important. And without the proper functioning of all the organs, the body cannot move. But one organ, the heart, is like a dynamo. It powers the other organs to work properly. But only under one condition: the mind should be stable. Otherwise, what will happen is, oh shit. Now some basic facts about the heart. The heart is meant to beat for a minimum of 100 years. And we know by all this public awareness that the heart attack is the #1 killer disease in all this part of the world. In Southeast Asia, heart attack is supposed to be and is the #1 killer disease. It is a disease of developing countries like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. The incidence is 4 times the incidence that of Americans. Even people of Indian origin going to America have 4 times the incidence of heart attack than those people. 20 times that of the Japanese. And 50 million Indians suffer from heart attack. But the most important thing is that 1/3 of them die suddenly, less than 3 minutes. That is of vital importance. So 1/3 of these patients who develop heart attack will die within 3 minutes. So it's of utmost importance that we diagnose this condition very fast. And previously we used to think heart attack is an age-related phenomenon. Round about more than 60 years, okay, heart attack was acceptable. But 3 days back I did an angiogram for a 33-year-old man with heart attack. So lifestyle is changing, the prevalence is also decreasing. So now it is quite common to see. I'll show you an angiogram in the later part of my presentation of an engineering student, 22 years old, had a heart attack. We did a primary angioplasty for that. So high prevalence in the age group of 25 to 30 years because high expectations for everything. And heart attack is more deadly than any other disease. It is estimated now that 12% of urban and 9% of rural population has coronary artery disease. And this is estimated to increase by 2020 to 20%. Just think of it, 1 in 5 people will have evidence of coronary artery disease. That is the magnitude of the problem which we are going to face later on, unless and until corrective modalities are taken. Only 1 second, I have to change this actually, it is not loaded properly. My earlier CD,
रुकाता है बस पकड़ना ये
sorry for the delay, sorry.
ये इधर पीछे इधर करने से और ये वाला ऐसे करने से जूम हो रहा है। अभी तो सीढ़ी बजा रहे हैं तेरे को मसला मेरे साथ का है ना आता कुछ नहीं करने का तो पकड़े जाएगा सीढ़ी को बैठ ना कहीं बैठ जाए मंजू का हम लोग जो वहाँ बैठे हैं अच्छा तो वहाँ पे बैठे हैं इधर रखे हैं बाबा बैठे हैं इधर भी सब बैठे हैं कितने आधा घंटा हुआ है मेरे को सारा लेट आ गया गाड़ी में किसमें है तो ऑटो में देखिए जब तक पहुँच गया फिर इधर फिर जेल ऑफिस तक पहुँच गया था गलत जगह पहुँच गया गलत जगह फिर इधर से आया फिर किसी दो तीन जगह कुछ पास के फिर इधर पहुँचा यहाँ पे अंधेरा हो गया अब लाइट टाकी जाए सकते हैं सबसे अच्छा है ऐसी जमाने में
sorry for this delay, now it's
अड़तीस मिनट हो गया रिकॉर्डिंग करते हैं माइंड बॉडी इसका कितना है इसका कैपेसिटी है 369 मिनट है 369 मिनट मतलब तो हो गया
The problem today is this only. Say, no, the mind is not under our control. What happens is, we want more, still more, till we are no more. That is what is happening these days. Just to give a small example, in 1980s, India had only 2 types of cars, Fiat car and an Ambassador car. Everything appeared to be fine. But in 1980s, suddenly Maruti brought out the Maruti 800, and that was appeared to be the face of New India, and everybody wanted to buy that. It was just 60,000 rupees, but 60,000 rupees was an important amount of money at that point of time. People took loan, bought that car, and they wanted to flaunt that car everywhere, saying that they have become modern. After 3 or 4 years, Maruti bought a bigger car, the Esteem car. That was still more costlier. So just to show to everybody, people sold this Maruti 800, bought the Esteem car with more loan. These days, people want to buy an imported car. More loan, more stress, more chance of heart attack, and by the time you have a car, you are not fit to drive the car because you already had a heart attack. So that is the condition at which we are in now. Because the mind is not under our control. So we are aping everything. In the presence of a global economy, everything is fast. But it is always better to fast than to live on a fast food. Because in this third millennium, everything is fast. Fast food, fast travel, fast communication, fast lift. And for this, the heart has to beat very fast. And then the life ends also faster. That is why we don't appear to be living longer. And we have remote for everything. Sitting everywhere and putting a remote, like remote TV, remote AC, remote car, remote fan. And then this heart becomes a remote possibility. So better we exercise always. Never sit at one point and use all these remotes everywhere. Some general topics which will stimulate thought. That is what the idea of this presentation. What do you see in this slide? Anybody? I want some volunteers, some interactive program. Sir, can you tell me what do you see in this slide? Huh? Okay, toothbrush. Then Dr. Agarwal? Yes, sir?
रेजर for इस्तेमाल जो होता है.
अच्छा नहीं, that is basically then sir, Dr. Kasturirangan sir. Comma. Any other from the back?
It is a khurpi.
Khurpi. So that is how we view life. Actually, this is how we view life. Actually, what is seen is a black dot, a black comma down. But we forgot the great white expanse which is there always. The big white thing. All the goodness in life we have forgotten. We found out a small black dot which we have and focused on that. That is how we live our life. We don't feel happy in what we have. We always find fault with small things. And if these small things are allowed to increase, our heart is definitely bound to get affected. So that is our idea should change. The way we perceive life has to change. The mind has to be under our control. Then only the heart will be under our control. Now the difference between monkey or any animal as man is that we have a terrific amount of capability of thinking and laughing. But unfortunately, in the present day world, because of this fast life, we have forgot the ability of thinking. Everything has to be done fast. And with that, the daily laughter is gone. So we are of either of the type A personality or type D personalities. Either always depressed, dissatisfied, or distressed, or we are agitated, anxious, or angry at everything. Whatever be the reason, we are angry. So that is the problem. But we should strive to have a type B personality, that is calmness, happiness, and have a balanced attitude to things. That is how we should strive for. And if we have a type B personality, it helps us in calming the mind, and it also helps us in forming the good cholesterol. I'll talk to you later. Now nature has given certain hormones to help us in danger. For example, adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. They are useful in certain situations of fright and flight. Sometimes when you are in danger, these hormones are secreted, helps us to escape this anger, this danger. Somehow it helps us to run away from this anger. But what happens in the present day? Stress, we are using these hormones more and more daily. And man consistently uses this gift, and this gift is converted into a weapon, and that causes destruction all over the body. So type B personality, along with hormones, prevents heart attack and stroke. So if we are calm, if we are always calm, satisfied with whatever we have, it will prevent heart attack and stroke. And it also helps us to form HDL, that is high density cholesterol. It has been found that high density cholesterol always comes with calmness of mind. It's not that always we will not have problems. Problems are part of life. See, there was a study recently came in Lancet. 100 people were put into a room and they were given all the best things in life. for 10 days. Whatever you want, we will give. They have no problem. At the end of 10 days, they were removed, taken out of the room and asked, what do you feel? 50 people of them wanted to commit suicide because they had no problems. They thought their life is going to end. So problems are part of life. They are part of life. We have to accept it, and that is how life goes on. Something about God, as Sir told. We have to always think of God, spirituality and renunciation. Renunciation means disattachment. There should be no attachment. It's extremely difficult under the present day situations to be a human individual. Always do good to people. But at the same point, we should always think about our sages, our predecessors who have been always good, who have been always doing good to everybody and guiding us in right path, and so that our life should also be in such a situation to guide the future generations. That should be our aim. Now we always think of depressions in the Bay of Bengal or in the Arabian Sea. So wherever it be the depression, in the sea or in the mind, it is extremely detrimental. And stress is a reaction of the body and mind to the demands of the environment. So persistent stress, if it is persistent, increase in hormones all over, causes hypertension, diabetes, dyslipidemia, heart attack, bronchial asthma, eczema, psoriasis, peptic ulcer, many autoimmune diseases. And the only way to escape from these dreadful conditions is by positive lifestyle modifications. Now sometimes people say, I want to be happy. What is happiness? Is it to get a house? That is a short-term happiness. To get a car is a short-term happiness. So the main real happiness comes in giving, in sharing, in loving people, and in forgiving is a condition of manifold happiness. So happiness comes in sharing actually. In possessing worldly things hardly gives happiness for a long term. Something about negative food habits. Excess intake of calories, irregular food timings, frequent eating, heated discussions and arguments. Most of the time we tell it's a dinner meeting, it's a lunch-on meeting, always fighting during the eating, and that causes a lot of problems. Excess food of saturated and trans fatty acids and snacks during movies and TV. I have seen many people eating when they are seeing a movie. There is a fight going on, they become very angry and eat faster. And when somebody eats and then they cry, they go on eating slowly while crying. They also cry. So that is how it is going on. So this should not occur. The positive food habits are take food only for the need and not for the taste. The average adult requirement is around about 2000 kilocalories per day. Take regular meals at fixed times. Breakfast should never be skipped. Avoid snacks between the meals. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables 15 minutes before the main dish, and never take food full stomach. So this is a golden strip. Half stomach food it should be, quarter stomach of water, and quarter stomach should always be empty. That is how you will be active. Otherwise you will always be sleepy. See something about diabetes. 10% of heart attacks in diabetics are silent. Mortality is very high, and there is aggravation of coronary atherosclerosis, proneness to coronary thrombosis, direct involvement of cardiac muscle, blockage of conduction system causing heart blocks, hypertension, obesity and ill effects. So diabetes is a dangerous disease. Slowly it bites the heart. So for all practical purposes, obesity has to be decreased, for which it's a simple test is there. You take an inch tape and measure your waist. In a man, if the waist circumference is more than 90 centimeters, and with a female it is more than 85 centimeters, it is time that you decrease your weight or more exercise is required. A very simple test where all of us can do. Then carbohydrates, avoid simple sugars to consume complex carbohydrates. So simple sugars like ice cream, gulab jamun or whatever should not be taken. Consume complex carbohydrates as far as possible. Wheat, rice as far as possible should be consumed. Soluble, insoluble fiber. Soluble fibers are in fruits. protein vegetarian, non-vegetarian source can be taken. Now, no discussion of preventive cardiology is complete without talking about fat. Everybody tells my cholesterol is this, my cholesterol is that. But one thing to understand that any plant produced does not manufacture cholesterol. Whether it is cashew nut or whatever nut you take, nothing will have cholesterol, that is for sure. So, things of animal produce will only have cholesterol. So, then how the vegetarians have so much of cholesterol? That is basically because of endogenous cholesterol. So, if you think that I will not take fat but go on eating rice, the liver will produce more cholesterol out of rice, of the undigested rice, undeployed rice. So, it's not that if you without taking cholesterol, your cholesterol will not rise. And milk and milk produce, which we consume, also adds on to this cholesterol in a vegetarian population. So cholesterol is extremely important for life and forms a vital component of cell membrane. So it's not that you should never have cholesterol, you should have cholesterol to a certain level. And because it's a vital component for our daily life. For example, if you 2000 kilocalories, I said, 25% should be of fat. 25, that is 500 kilocalories, out of which 10% should be of saturated fat. What is saturated fat? Ghee, vanaspati, like that. That is saturated fat. Rest should be non-saturated fat, which will come down. For ischemic heart disease patients who are had a heart attack, fat should be 5 to 10% of the total, and they should avoid saturated fat. They should not take ghee or whatever, but they can take fat in other way like oils. We will talk about it later. So endogenous hepatic cholesterol means if you stop cholesterol, you don't even oil, but you start preparing food and take lot of wheat and rice, the excess amount of wheat and rice will be converted into cholesterol by the liver. So be careful. Everything has to be eaten in moderation. Then a question of mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids. If you read the literature of cholesterol, you come to know that there are certain fatty acids like saturated fat, monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated. So all the oils, wherever you buy Sanola or whatever, they will be mentioning how much is MUFA and how much is PUFA, that is monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated. Both are very essential for increasing the amount of HDL and decreasing the amount of LDL, low density cholesterol. So what happens is, now what happens in most of the places, we go on boiling this, cooking. Once the puri is made, again the same oil puri is made. So when you boil this oil to a high temperature, hydrogenation of this oil takes place. So when hydrogenation occurs, it causes an increase. When you take the oil of this preparation, made from this preparation, the LDL starts increasing. So the same as for trans fatty acid, when the fat like butter or something is heated to a very high temperature, hydrogenation occurs. So when you start giving your children biscuits, cakes, they start having coronary atherosclerosis from the very younger age, and they are very good candidates for coronary artery disease at an earlier age. So we should, as far as possible, avoid the use of recooking of cooking oil and avoid taking a large extent of trans fatty acid like butter, cookies, chocolates and biscuits. So this should be avoided to a larger extent. Now another thing, when you read about cholesterol is omega fatty acid. They will be seeing that Amway is producing omega capsules they will produce. They say that it brings out cholesterol.